performing determination of negative sequence reactance and zero sequence reactance of three-phase alternator. So we know that negative sequence reactance and zero sequence reactance comes into picture only in under unbalanced condition or faulty conditions. So what we are going to do here, first of all, there will be two parts of this practical. First part, we are going to find out negative sequence reactance. In other part, we are going to change the connections for zero sequence reactance. So the connections for negative sequence reactance has been made already. Here, the DC motor is connected to give the mechanical energy to alternator, and the connections are as it is. You can refer previous videos for the connection of DC motor, and the link will be there in the description box. So positive is given to L, armature positive of the supply is given to L of the starter. A of the starter is going to ammeter, and through ammeter it is going to armature of the DC motor. A is going back to negative. F of the starter is going to F of the field winding of the motor, and FF is going to field rheostat. Now we are going to use one fixed terminal of field rheostat and another variable terminal of field rheostat. So from another terminal it is going to ammeter, and ammeter is going back to negative. So this is how the DC motor connections are made. Then this is the alternator part. In alternator part, first of all we will see the field winding connection. So what you are going to do, this is the potentiometer. You are going to give supply to field winding from DC supply through this potentiometer. So positive is connected to fixed terminal of the potentiometer. Negative is also connected to fixed terminal of the potentiometer. So positive and negative are given to this fixed terminal, and from variable terminal the connection is taken and given to ammeter. Through ammeter, 1 ampere range, it is given to field winding, and FF is going back to negative. This is how the field winding circuit is connected. Then let's come to the stator part of it. This is the alternator stator part where we have R by B connection. Now as I told you that there is the unbalanced condition to be made. So when you will refer the circuit diagram, you will realize that we have connected this part of the alternator in such a way that R and Y is almost open circuit and Y and B is almost short circuit. Now let's see how. So what we are doing is we are connecting a wattmeter here so that the current coil of the wattmeter is connected between Y and B. So this is Y, which is going to M of the wattmeter, and this is going to, L is going to B of the wattmeter through the ammeter. So between Y and B, the current coil of the wattmeter is connected and ammeter is connected, making Y and B almost short circuit. Similarly, the potential point of the wattmeter is going to R, okay, and making this R and Y almost open circuit. So basically, if I explain the connection wattmeter point of view, M is connected from Y, okay, L is connected to B through ammeter, L is connected to B through ammeter of range 5 ampere we are using, and the voltmeter is connected across Y and N. And the voltmeter is connected across Y and N to give you voltage. So we are going to consider only these three readings: voltage, current and wattmeter reading. Okay. Alright. So we'll start and we'll accordingly take the readings. Okay, stop. So we are switching on the motor. DC motor has started. We will set the speed of the DC motor to 1500. It is almost 1500. Okay. Now what we will give? We will give excitation to the alternator. Now the excitation will be so given because as I told you that Y and B is almost short circuits. The current will flow with a very small excitation. So we will give the excitation according to current. So we will see the current and accordingly I will vary this with respect to current, and then we will measure voltmeter reading and wattmeter reading. Okay. So I will start from 2. Is it 2? Okay. So at 2 you can write down already. This is 30, you can see. Voltage is 30 and watt minimum position, and switch off the supply. This was set up for negative sequence reactance, and whatever readings we took, we are going to calculate negative sequence reactance out of it. The calculation of negative sequence reactance I will tell you later in the continuing video. Here we are going to make the connections for zero sequence reactance now. So this is the second part of the experiment. In this experiment we are going to find out zero sequence reactance. Okay, the connections of this part of the experiment is very simple and very different till as compared to whatever we were doing till now. Here we are going to use single phase thermostat and single phase power. Okay, now the single phase thermostat is so connected. I'll first show you the circuit diagram to get the idea. So the circuit diagram is such a way that single phase thermostat is connected in such a way that this R, Y, B are connected in parallel, and just a voltmeter is connected across the combination and ammeter is connected across the in series with the combination. Okay, so like this we are going to make the connections here. So this R, Y and B are shorted. Okay, this R, Y, B are shorted, and the combination is because there is already winding between R and N, there is a winding between Y and N, there is a winding between B and N. Okay, we are just shorting the terminals of them. Okay, so from here, from thermostat, one terminal is going to neutral. Okay, and between neutral and RYB there is a winding. R and YB are shorted, and from B we are taking a connection and connecting an ammeter. Means this ammeter is connected in series with the parallel combination of all three, and the second terminal of the ammeter is given back to thermostat. A voltmeter is connected across thermostat to get the voltage. Okay, so simply what we are going to do, we are going to give the single phase supply, and right now the position of the thermostat is at 0. So we will slowly increase the voltage, and you will find that very small increase in voltage give you very large value, very large current. Okay, so as I explained you the connection of zero sequence reactance, here the value of voltage is very less. That is why we are also using this digital meter, clamp meter, to measure voltage, which is not easily measurable by the voltmeter we have connected here. Small readings are not measurable. Okay, so I'll start and I'll try to increase the current. I'll give the voltage with respect to current. So the current right now is 2 ampere. We'll start from 2. It's 2 ampere. So for 2 ampere we are having 4 volts. Okay. Then I'll increase the volt to 3. Sorry, I'll increase the current to 3. It's very sensitive actually. So it's almost 3. Just take the best position. Yeah, it's 5.6 volts. We will go to 4 ampere. For 4 ampere it is 7.7 volts. For 5 ampere it is 9.7 volts. You can write down in round figure also. For 6 ampere, it's 11.5 volts. For 7 ampere, 13 volts. For 8 ampere, 15 volts. For 9 ampere, 16.7. For 10 ampere, it's 18.5. I bring it back to the zero position and switch off the single phase supply. and finally I'll switch off the supply from the main side. I'll take the readings for this zero sequence reactants. Now the calculation part I'll show you in continuation video or in the live lecture, maybe in the next live lecture. Okay, thank you.